What is popping with you, YouTube? It is your boy, Regular Dave, coming at you with another commentary. And this is a question. You're going to get my opinion, and I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? But the topic of the day is downloadable content. When is it good? When is it bad? Are we being, gouged as consumers with this downloadable content? So I'm going to give you my little opinion on the whole situation as all these downloadable contents pop up for each game. And to me, it boils down to two different categories with the downloadable content. I feel like if a company is extending their game and giving you more playability to the game, making the game last longer for only a couple bucks, it's definitely welcome. It's, an advancement in technology where they could do that now. They can extend your game and make it better, make it a better product. You pay $10, $15 and it's multiple hours of enjoyment added to your video game. And I'm gonna give you a couple instances, and as you listen to this commentary, you're just gonna see pictures of just different downloadable contents from the from recent games, and some good instances and some bad instances. The bad, when I feel like consumers are being ripped off and just gouged for everything, is that video games are expensive. We're paying $65 with tax for these games, and they're hitting us with downloadable content for $15 with stuff that could have been included in the original game. That's probably sitting on your disc, and the code that you put in just opens it up. I feel like if you can include something for my $60 and you left it out so you can get another $10, $15 from me, then I feel like we're being taken advantage of. Let me see if I can think of some instances. All right. Like map packs on Call of Duty, I feel like it's a good use of downloadable content. I know level design and all of that. My guess is that stuff takes time, and you can't just cram tons and tons of maps in a game. You know what I mean? There's deadlines, everything else. I understand that. So I feel like, to add, 4 more maps each time to a game gives it that much more playability. $10, $15 is not too much to ask for. I feel like that's a good use of downloadable content. Games normally that have bad downloadable content are generally sports games, because I'm not gonna pay no $10 to $15 for no alternate color jerseys. That's not interesting enough to pay money for some jerseys that you could have put in to begin with and intentionally left out. I'm gonna give you an example of some really bad downloadable content, in my opinion, is Fight Night Champion. Adding extra boxers and a couple play modes that are already in the game. They're just sitting in the game already, and you basically gotta pay to use them. Like extra boxers, all the extra boxers they added in this Fight Night Champion are like old boxers. It's not like new boxers who just bust on the scene. So they're like, let's go ahead and make them, and charge you for them. No, they're like, Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis, Jack Johnson. People ain't boxing 50 years. Why could those boxers have not been included originally without having to pay for them? That just doesn't make sense. They also added bare knuckles mode, which you get to play at the very beginning of the game. Bare knuckles mode is in our game to begin with. So why are we paying for bare knuckles mode? I feel like those things were basically held out. I don't feel like those were deadlines they couldn't meet. I feel like those things were basically held out. So, they could hit us with $10 to $15. I don't know how much it is. Whatever it is, I'm not paying it. $10 to $15 and include it. I feel like you're gauging the consumer because you didn't give us your best effort, basically. You left things out that could have been included in our version. We could have had a retail version that had, instead of 50 boxers, 55 boxers. So I think that's crazy. The best thing they could have done, which I think is coming eventually, that's just my guess, is hitting you with the downloadable content for a new story. Because the big thing about Fight Night Champion was story mode. I'm pretty sure if they have any wits about them, they're going to, do some type of side story and hit you with the DLC for that. To me, that makes more sense. You can't have 3-4 different stories, coming out in a retail version. I'm pretty sure, scripts, everything, acting takes time. So I can understand paying for that, for extending the life of your game. To me, the best use of downloadable content I've ever dealt with is Grand Theft Auto. because basically they came out with different episodes, new side stories, which almost felt like a whole new game. And you know what I mean? It basically felt like you got a new game on the cheap, basically. Those stories were shorter than their original, original campaign, but they weren't half-ass stories. They were, it was some good content actually. One of the stories, the Ballad of Gay Tony, which I didn't get to play, but from what I heard was better than the original story. So yeah, I feel like that Grand Theft hit it on the head with the downloadable content and basically used it for exactly what it's supposed to be used for. Now you say, why do you care if you don't, if you don't agree with the downloadable content, just don't buy it. And that's true in one aspect, but when they hold that stuff out of your game and basically leave things that should have been in your game originally out, then I feel like it's a problem. But those are my opinions on downloadable content. I definitely want to know what you guys think. Do you think we're being taken advantage of just because the company can? Or, do you think pretty much all downloadable content is welcome? Stay tuned. Definitely got more videos like this and commentaries and whatever else. So go ahead and sub. But stay tuned to Regular Dave's channel.